Hey guys, we're here today to talk to you about window tint. And specifically, we're here to talk to you today about window tint on Teslas. Because this girl's got a Tesla.
And this guy's got a Tesla too.
So what is window tint? Window tint is plastic from the PET family, polyester based and the likes. That's the broad strokes of it. I could get a lot more scientific than that, but for the purpose of this conversation, the purpose of this video, that's it, right? The thickness of window tint, usually it's somewhere between 1.5 and 2 mil, okay? Well, why is this important? Why are we even talking about window tint for Tesla? Well, for one, traditionally, window tint had been used for styling. You know, largely, people put window tint on their cars to make it, to improve the aesthetics. In more recent times, what people have been using window tint for is largely solar energy rejection, IR rejection, comfort, but don't forget about style. So a question I'd like to answer for you today is, and it might be in a lot of your mind, if window tint blocks solar energy properties and IR, and if it's good for your skin and good for your health and good for your environment, why is it that Tesla doesn't have window tint from the factory? Excellent question. I thought you'd never ask. Okay, so here it is. We've got car manufacturers, we've got car owners and enthusiasts, and then we've got Big Brother. We've got the law. And the law has regulations as to how window tint is applied to cars. And from state to state, that regulation is different. For the purpose of this conversation, again, we're talking about window tint here in our main market, which is North Carolina. And in North Carolina, the state law dictates that on a passenger car, all the windows has to be equally dark. In other words, you can't have your back windows darker than your, it's alive! You can't have your back windows darker than your front windows. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit more, but the question is, why doesn't Tesla have window tint? Because tint laws vary from state to state. All right, so window tint, there are different types of window tint. There is in the industry, just like how Tesla has a Model 3, a Model Y, a Model S, a Model X, and the soon to come Cybertruck and Roadster, if they ever get here. I'm sure they will. But so does manufacturers in the space. They have good, better, best. It's a strategy that has been proven to work in business. Window tint manufacturers are no different. They have good, better, best. The good film in our industry is typically a dyed-based polymer, which means they get the PET plastic and they put some color in it. They put some dye in it and it changes the color. Well, that is the entry-level film. And if you ever call a tint shop and you say, hey, I'd like to have my windows tinted, how much it costs? And they give you a low price, oftentimes what they do is they introduce you to that based on the entry-level tint, which is a dyed film. Here's the problem with dyed film. It does not block a lot of heat. It's the entry-level film for a reason. It doesn't block a lot of heat. It's not worth putting on your car. In fact, we don't even offer it. So next up from dyed film is the metallic film. And this is made by, believe it or not, sputtering various small pieces of metallic particles in the production process, locking that all in. And that is marginally better in terms of solar energy rejection properties, except that metal has a negative connotation of blocking signals. On a car like a Tesla, which essentially is a computer on wheels, you want to not have to have issues listening to your Spotify jam as you go down the road or any such thing. Your navigation, historically, it usually affects more so low band AM frequencies, right? Still not a good film for your Tesla. And then there is the nano ceramic, and we call that here at Exclusive from Expel, the primexr+. So now we're at a point where the question is, which tint is best for my Tesla? Well, if your objective is comfort, if your objective is keeping your car at a comfortable level, pace, temperature inside the car, if your concern is that, then you want to go with a nano ceramic tint. The nano ceramic tint is the premium, and that is what we do here. We don't offer good, we don't offer better, we only offer the best. So if you call us and you find that our price is a little bit more than the other guy's price, then there's a reason for that. And not only is it because we use better tint, but there are also other reasons. You can ask us about that when you call us or when you stop by. Please stop by. Now, this particular car over here that we're working on today, this Tesla Model Y, we're applying all of these film are going on that car. So what are we doing? On the front windshield, we have this film that we're applying, which is an 80% VLT. What that means, VLT, for those of you who may not know, I don't want to speak industry talk to you, so let me just tell you what that means. It means visible light transmittance. It's the amount of light that gets let into the vehicle with or without the film, okay? Now, 80% is pretty much the clearest film that is on the market. So it goes from 80 all the way down to 5%. So 5 is darker than 80. Okay, I often get asked that question, you know, what's the spectrum like in terms of that? Having said that, on the front windshield of this Tesla Model Y, we're putting this film. On the two front passenger and driver windows, we're putting this particular film. Now, this film is a 45% VLT film. And I'll talk a little bit more about tint laws just coming up. But right now, this particular tint is a 45%, and this is what is going to pass North Carolina State inspection on a Tesla Model Y. On a Model S or a Model 3, this is the film that goes on all the doors and on the back. And it cannot be darker on a passenger car, which the Model S is and which the Model 3 is. Now, on the back windows of this Tesla Model Y, we're going a little bit darker. And if you back up a little bit and you see the shot that we took inside of the display, it looks a little bit better there. So this is a 30% VLT film. Look kind of just randomly cut, but we just cut a piece of film to show it to you. And then this is a 45%. So this is lighter than this. This is darker. Now, why does all of this matter? Why am I putting, or why are we, because it's a team thing here, but this is the selection that I walk the client through. Why are we putting these various film on one car? Well, this particular film we're using because I'm taller than it. No, actually, that's not why. This is for the roof. We use this for the roof because of the width, right? We need to keep in stock this particular film so that we can do the roof. The roof requires a wide enough piece of film, and this is the one we keep in stock for that. So this is a 60-inch wide film. And we're using on this car, a 30% VLT film. All right. And then on the back windows, we have the shorter roll film, which is a 30% VLT film also. Does it matter who you choose to tint your Tesla? Yes, it does. And why does it? Well, because when you get your windows tinted, you want to have somebody who is trained so that they won't cause harm, damage to your car. You want to have somebody who's committed to excellence. So you're not driving down the road and you're seeing bubbles, you're seeing specks, your film is peeling off, and it just looks gaudy. You don't want that. So an experienced window tint installer who works in a climate control environment, works in an environment where excellence matters. That's really important. Not only is that important, you want to find out How many, there's some tint shops out there, they'll be doing 20, 30 cars a day. It's kind of hard to do high volume and high quality. So that's a very important thing to consider. Are the back windows of my Tesla Model Y or X, for this matter, tinted? Well, it's a good question, because when you look on this glass in the front, it looks virtually clear. And then when you look on this glass in the back, it is not so clear. So people think, well, my back is already tinted. Well, truth is it's not, okay? It has what is called in the industry pigmented glass, okay? So it's like if you have a wine glass that is green or blue or red, it's just color. It's just color in the glass. It does not have the solar energy rejection properties. Now, I will say that there are some manufacturers of some vehicles, not Tesla, that has glass that is already, a premium glass from the factory for some ultra, uber, luxury, expensive cars. This is not the case with Tesla. Tesla, this glass, same amount of UV, same amount of solar energy IR rejection properties. All right, so we're at a point in our video now when we want to talk about North Carolina tint laws. North Carolina tint laws for your Tesla. Right? North Carolina and most states have different laws for passenger vehicles than they have for multi-passenger vehicles. It sounds strange, but what it is, it's passenger cars rather versus SUVs and crossovers and trucks. On a passenger car, like this Model S is and like Model 3s are, all the windows have to have the same darkness. And on a passenger MPV vehicle, as we saw in the description from Tesla there, truck, SUV, full-size SUV, or is governed under that law. And the back of those windows can be as dark as you want them to be. And because it can be as dark as they want them to be, and that is the case in all states, then all automotive manufacturers will do that. I think there are some states that will not even allow that, but the majority of states will have darker windows in the rear than they have in the front on a SUV or a truck. As we talk about North Carolina state laws, how do they know? Have you ever wondered how they know how dark your tint is? They got one of these. They got this little nifty thing. We've got one too, obviously. And what it does is they put it over the glass like this, and it gives a reading. Now, here's the thing that a lot of people don't get. This is saying reading at 75. Now, the North Carolina tint law says for passenger cars, your windows cannot be darker than 35% plus or minus 3%. We use a film that when we put it on your car, it is guaranteed to fit into that range, right? So passenger cars in North Carolina, what is the tint law? Passenger cars in North Carolina cannot be darker than 35%. And then there's a little plus or minus there of 3%. And they figure that out each time you go in by using one of these little nifty tools. All right, having given you all that information, what does it really cost? How much does it cost? Let's start from keeping it the simplest question, the most common question we get. How much does it cost to tint the two front windows on a Tesla Model Y? Answer, $200. How much does it cost to tint all the windows on a Tesla Model Y? About $1,500, inclusive of all glass. How much does it cost to tint all the windows on a Tesla Model S? About $1,200, including all glass, sunroof, etc. Right? How much does it cost to tint all the windows on a Tesla Model 3? We're at about $850, all glass.
So you got yourself a Model Y. Congratulations. Welcome to the Tesla family. So you want to tint your Tesla Model Y and you're wondering, should I include the sunroof or not? My answer to that is yes. Why? because it gets really hot in there and the glass of that sunroof is very big. So 2.5 years ago, after receiving my Model Y, we did what other Tesla owners did, was to tint the sunroof with a clear window tint, which is 80% window tint. So it's virtually clear. You can see through the roof as if nothing is there. But when the summer came around, I realized that that was not the right choice. It got really, really hot in there. So not long after that, we did apply a 30% window tint, which is much darker and makes it cooler inside. I have not regretted adding that 30% window tint to the car.
All right, thanks for watching. Let us know how we can serve you and your Tesla. And you got anything you want to say besides goodbye? See us
We
next time.
appreciate you watching, and come back and see us.
Yeah, that's what they say down here on the side. Come back and see us now.